The Indian subcontinent is once again a tinderbox. Tensions between India and Pakistan, two nuclear-armed neighbors, are reaching new heights. The recent attack in Pahalgam, a popular tourist destination in the disputed region of Kashmir, has reignited old animosities. India blames Pakistan for the attack. It accuses Pakistan of harboring and supporting terrorist groups operating in Kashmir. Pakistan denies these allegations. However, the damage is done. The attack has inflamed public opinion in India. There are calls for a strong response from the Indian government. Pakistan, wary of Indian retaliation, has gone on high alert. Its military has stepped up its presence along the eastern border it shares with India. This is a familiar dance for these two countries. They have fought 3 major wars since gaining independence in 1947. 2 of those wars were over Kashmir. The region remains a major flashpoint between them. Both countries claim the entirety of Kashmir. It is divided between them by a heavily militarized line of control. The current situation is particularly precarious. The specter of another war between India and Pakistan looms large. The consequences of such a conflict would be catastrophic, not only for the two countries involved but for the entire region. The international community is watching with bated breath. It is urging both sides to exercise restraint and engage in dialogue. However, the path to de-escalation seems fraught with obstacles. Mistrust runs deep between India and Pakistan. Adding another layer of complexity to this volatile situation is the presence of a key strategic asset in the region, an asset that has the potential to significantly alter the military balance between India and Pakistan. This asset is the Ayni Airbase in Tajikistan, a seemingly innocuous facility that has become a pawn in the larger geopolitical chess game being played out in South Asia. Nestled in the heart of Central Asia, the Ayni Airbase in Tajikistan might seem like an unlikely player in the India-Pakistan rivalry. However, its geographical location makes it a strategically significant asset. The airbase is situated just 600 kilometers from Azad Kashmir. It also sits a mere 150 kilometers from the border with Afghanistan. This proximity to both Pakistan and Afghanistan gives it immense strategic value, particularly for India. The Ayni Airbase has a curious history. Originally built by the Soviet Union in the 1990s, it was initially intended to serve as a hospital. However, after the fall of the Soviet Union, the base fell into disrepair. It was not until after the 9/11 attacks that the base was resurrected and given a new lease on life. India, recognizing the strategic importance of the base, invested heavily in its modernization. It extended the runway to accommodate larger aircraft. It also upgraded the base's facilities and infrastructure. While India's presence at the base has been shrouded in secrecy, there have been reports of Indian Air Force aircraft operating from Ayni. In particular, there have been sightings of Su-30 MKI fighter jets, one of India's most advanced fighter aircraft. These reports have raised eyebrows in Pakistan. They have fueled speculation about India's intentions for the base. The Ayni Airbase came into the spotlight during India's evacuation efforts from Afghanistan in 2021. Following the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan, India used the base to evacuate its citizens and diplomatic personnel from Kabul. This operation highlighted the logistical advantages of the base. It underscored its importance for India in a crisis situation. The Ayni Airbase provides India with a number of strategic advantages in its ongoing rivalry with Pakistan. Firstly, the base's location allows the Indian Air Force to bypass Pakistan's formidable air defenses along the line of control. This is a significant advantage as Pakistan has invested heavily in bolstering its air defenses in the east. The Ayni Airbase gives India the option of opening up a new front in the west, catching Pakistan off guard. Secondly, the Ayni Airbase serves as a valuable intelligence-gathering outpost for India. From this base, India can conduct surveillance and reconnaissance missions deep inside Pakistani territory. This includes the sensitive areas of Peshawar, Islamabad, and Azad Kashmir. The intelligence gathered from these missions could prove invaluable to India in the event of a conflict. Thirdly, the Ayni Airbase gives India the option of using the Wakhan Corridor as a potential infiltration route into Pakistan. The Wakhan Corridor is a narrow strip of land that connects Afghanistan to China, wedged between Azad Kashmir and Tajikistan. This corridor is lightly defended and could be used by India to launch a surprise attack on Pakistan. The strategic implications of the Ayni Airbase are not lost on Pakistan. The Pakistani military is acutely aware of the threat posed by this base. It has been forced to divert resources to counter the potential threat from the west. This has stretched Pakistan's defenses thin, potentially weakening its overall military posture. The Ayni Airbase is more than just a military facility. It is a symbol of the shifting geopolitical landscape in South Asia. It represents India's growing influence in Central Asia, a region that was once firmly within Russia's sphere of influence. India's presence in Tajikistan through the Ayni Airbase gives it a strategic foothold in a region that is of vital importance to both Russia and China. The Ayni Airbase also highlights the complex web of relationships in the region. Tajikistan, a small and impoverished country, finds itself caught between larger powers. It is walking a tightrope trying to balance its relations with India, Russia, and China. Each of these powers has its own interests in the region. Tajikistan is trying to leverage its strategic location to its advantage. The future of the Ayni Airbase remains uncertain. Much will depend on the trajectory of India-Pakistan relations. If tensions continue to escalate, the base could become a flashpoint. However, if both sides choose the path of dialogue and diplomacy, the base could potentially become a symbol of cooperation and confidence building. The Ayni Airbase is a microcosm of the larger geopolitical game being played out in South Asia. It is a reminder that in this interconnected world, even seemingly isolated events can have far-reaching consequences. The world will be watching closely as India and Pakistan navigate this latest chapter in their complex and often tumultuous relationship.